Once in a quiet suburban neighborhood in Ohio, there lived a small, loving family. They had a 12-year-old son named Ethan, a sixth grader full of energy and big dreams. Ethan loved being outside. Every afternoon, you could find him at the local community park, practicing basketball. Dribbling, shooting, running drills, basketball wasn't just a hobby for him. It was his passion. But one afternoon, after coming home from school, Ethan dropped his backpack near the door and quietly sat at the kitchen table. He opened his math notebook, stared at the red mark on the page, and sighed. His mother, who was preparing dinner, noticed his unusual silence. "Hey buddy, what's going on?" she asked gently. Ethan hesitated. "I got a low grade on my math test." "But that's not even the worst part." "What is?" she asked. "My friend Lucas," Ethan replied. "He always gets A's in math. No matter how hard I try, I just can't keep up with him." His mother handed him a glass of lemonade and said, "Come with me to the backyard." Their backyard was simple, but peaceful: green grass, a wooden fence, and a small garden patch in the corner. "Ethan," she said, "today I want to teach you 3 lessons. But you'll learn them through challenges." Ethan looked curious. "What kind of challenges?" "For the first one," she smiled, "invite Lucas to play basketball tomorrow. Lesson 1. The next day after school, Ethan invited Lucas to the park. As expected, Ethan dominated the court. He scored several baskets, moved confidently, and led their team to victory. Lucas struggled. He missed shots, lost the ball, and looked uncomfortable. That evening, Ethan excitedly told his mother everything. She smiled. "Lucas might not be great at basketball, but he's excellent at math. Just like you have your strengths, he has his. Everyone shines in different areas." Ethan slowly nodded. For the first time, he realized comparison wasn't fair. Lesson 2. For your second challenge, his mother said, pay attention to how often Lucas works with numbers tomorrow. The next day, Ethan carefully observed. Lucas solved math problems during free time. He calculated baseball stats at lunch. He even figured out everyone's total lunch cost without using a calculator. That evening, Ethan reported everything. His mother smiled again. "That's why he's good at math. He practices because he enjoys it. You practice basketball every day. That's why you're great at it. Skill grows where attention goes." Ethan felt something click in his mind. Lesson 3. For the last lesson, his mother said thoughtfully, "How much better do you think Lucas is at math than you?" "Maybe 3 times better," Ethan admitted. "Then tomorrow," she replied, "study 3 times harder than usual." The next day, Ethan sat at his desk, determined. He studied for an hour, then pushed himself for 2 more. But eventually, his head began to ache. Exhausted, he fell asleep over his notebook. Later that night, his mother gently woke him for dinner. "I'm sorry," Ethan said quietly. "I tried, but I couldn't finish. I got too tired." His mother placed a hand on his shoulder. "This is what happens when you try to force passion," she said softly. "When you love something, discipline feels lighter. When you don't, it feels heavy." She paused. "If you want to succeed, you have 2 choices. Follow what you truly love, or learn to love what you must do." Ethan looked up, understanding something much deeper than math. From that day on, he didn't stop playing basketball, but he also started approaching math differently. Instead of comparing himself to Lucas, he focused on improving just a little each day. And that made all the difference. Remember, growth isn't about being better than someone else. It's about becoming better than you were yesterday. If this story inspired you, keep learning, keep growing, and never stop chasing your potential.